I've got good news and I've got bad news. So let's start with the bad news. The bad news is there are over 70 cancer-causing chemicals in one cigarette. Now, before I lose you, there's good news. Melissa Wood from Tobacco Free Florida and the Citrus County Health Department is here to tell us the good news about quitting smoking. Melissa, thank you so much for co-hosting Chamber Chat with me today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
You know I love when you're here.
I love to be here with you.
All right, so we're just gonna jump right in. You brought some fantastic visual displays to help us break down the components of one cigarette. And then we're gonna talk about the positives of quitting. So let's run through this display.
Okay, there's no way I could tell you or the audience all of the chemicals in a cigarette. We just wouldn't have enough time in this show. But we'll touch on a few of them. A few of my favorites. The first is formaldehyde. Now my background years ago was in the nail industry, and I know you know a lot about the nail industry as well. A few years back, even the nail industry banned formaldehyde from nail polish. So if they're not using it in nail polish, it makes you wonder why they're putting it in cigarettes. It does cause cancer. It damages your lungs, your liver, bone, skin. The list goes on, and it's used as an embalming fluid and a preservative.
Yeah, hence the little fake plastic frog.
I wanted to let you know it is a plastic frog. There were no frogs injured or killed in the making of this prop. So
good to know, Melissa.
How about tar? It's also a mix of toxic cancer-causing chemicals in tobacco smoke, and it coats the lungs and causes inflammation and cancer. Yucky stuff, yucky stuff. And it's very similar if you've ever been driving down the road and they're doing road construction and that awful smell, it's very similar to the tar that they use on roads.
Oh my goodness, so when you think about that being in your lungs, that's a scary thought. I also
scary.
see rat poison?
Yes, good old rat poisoning. It's a pesticide. It's basically arsenic. Remember that old show or that old movie Arsenic and Old Lace?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's a deadly poison that, guess what, also causes cancer and makes you vomit, feel nauseous, weak, that sort of thing.
Yeah. But I never knew that there was a Mazda RX-7 in cigarettes.
Free in every package. It's
actually, really, what is it?
It's actually carbon monoxide poisoning,
which is an emission from our vehicles.
Yes, and it's lethal.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it replaces oxygen in the blood, and it's a serious poisoning that leads to difficulty in breathing and death.
Yes. So we could really spend a lot of time focusing on the negatives, but Tobacco Free Florida wants to really focus on the positives of quitting smoking.
Yes.
Kind of getting away from all of the bad tones to it and thinking about what life could be like when you're free from this habit. So let's talk about what it's like just giving up a cigarette.
Well, the good news is that the positive results are almost immediate. 20 minutes after quitting, your blood pressure decreases and your heart rate drops to a normal level. 8 to 12 hours after quitting, the carbon monoxide level in your blood drops to normal. 2 weeks to 3 months after quitting, your risk of having a heart attack begins to drop and your lung function begins to improve. And that's only after 3 months. 1 year after quitting, your added risk of coronary heart disease is half that of a smoker's. 10 years after quitting, your risk of dying from lung cancer is about half of that of a smoker's. Your risk of getting bladder cancer is half of that of a smoker's. And your risk of getting cervical cancer or cancer of the larynx, kidney, or pancreas decreases. And I think we have the 15 years as well. Yeah, 15 years after quitting, your risk of coronary heart disease is the same as that of a non-smoker.
So even 15 years down the road,
you're still seeing positive results.
That's fantastic. Well, I know Tobacco Free Florida is very active in our Citrus County community, and you are the face of the Tobacco Free Florida in Citrus County. Tell us about some of the events that you have coming up in the community?
Well, a big one that we're very excited about, and we're really working with a few different places like Citrus Memorial Hospital, is the Great American Smokeout, and that's on November 15th. And what we're trying to do is encourage people to use this date as either they're going to quit date or they're going to set their plan to quit date. And Tobacco Free Florida is very helpful in that, where we offer cessation classes, we offer free NRTs, which is nicotine replacement therapy. That's the patches, gum, lozenges, and we will be at the library on the 16th of November in Inverness, Lakes Region Library. I will have a lot of these little, you can come and take a look at this, and we'll talk about more, you know, toilet cleaner, and we'll have quick kits and lots of things to help people get started.
Yes, so make sure you go see Melissa Wood at the Inverness Library on November 16th from 10 to 4.
Yes.
Melissa, we have a great show today. Next is Sue Fullerton. She's going to come talk about the 9th annual Evening of Dinner and Auctions that's coming up on Friday, November 30th. And then we have Linda Rogers from Suncoast Schools Federal Credit Union that's going to tell us about their $10,000 credit card payoff, which could really get you good for the holidays. And then it's Stampede Rodeo time. Larry Brooks is going to come in and tell us about the 17th annual Citrus Stampede Rodeo.
Yeehaw!
Yes, so stay with us. We will be right back.